Hi, Marie here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you the current perfumes that I can't stop sniffing. So these are ones that I am like going to my cabinet, sniffing them all the time, or wearing them all the time. I just can't seem to get enough. I find that every season the fragrances kind of change that are in this category. So I thought I'd share with you my current kind of my top 5 favorites plus one. So before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Become part of the Weird and Wonderful family. I would love for you to join in on the fun. And also, if you are on Instagram, please feel free to check me out there, Maria Colette 7, I think it is. I'll leave the link down below. I do first impressions, opening my perfumes that I get, like kind of like, you know, if I get a new one, I'm going to open it there first. So if you're interested, check me out there. You can see what my responses are on first sniff. And then I share my scent of the day, different things like that. So please feel free to check me out there. But without further ado, let's get into this. I'm excited to share with you my, my 5 that I am like in love with. Like, so these are ones literally I can't stop smelling. Like, I can't stop smelling them. I have to force myself to wear other perfumes right now. So my first one that is an honorable mention is Hanae Mori by Hanae Mori. Now, some people think that this is butterfly. It may be. I know that there are butterflies on the box, but there is a perfume that is actually called Hanae Mori Butterfly. So I'm not sure, but I do know that the cap was inspired by a butterfly. I think the name also kind of suits it, like if it is a butterfly, because this one is kind of a light, airy scent. Now, the reason why this is just an honorable mention is it's just one that I've started getting into in the last week, and I've worn it 3 times. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. Now, at first I smelt it and I'm like, oh, this isn't for me. It was kind of too sweet. What this one did was satiate my need for kind of a strawberries and cream fragrance. Now, the first strawberry and cream fragrance that I tried that I just loved, or kind of a berries and cream, was Burberry Her. Now, there's Burberry Her, there's Burberry Her Intense, and I love the opening. I love that berries and cream vibe that I get from this one, but the dry down in this one just goes really kind of synthetic-y, it just goes weird on my skin. So I don't like the dry down at all in that one. And so as I gave this one more of a try, like before I would spray it on my wrist and I'd go like this and smell it like that, and I wasn't really keen on it because this one has kind of a synthetic plasticky note to it. And the idea of a doll's head or anything of that nature creeps me out so severely. Like, I'm not sure why, but the idea of a doll's head, smelling a doll's head, like it just, like I can't handle it. Like, it's not my thing at all. So this does have a little bit of a plasticky vibe to it. Some people really notice the plastic, and if I go in for a major sniff like this, I'm gonna smell that kind of artificial synthetic plastic. But if I just spray myself, like today I doused myself in it, and the sillage, or that scent bubble that I get, is basically like, to me, what it, like the first thing I think of it is if you made whipped cream, but you had like kind of incorporated strawberries in it, and the cream goes pink. So it's this pink cream, kind of, I don't know, like with a little hint of vanilla in it. That's what I kind of get out of this, just strawberries and cream with a bit of plastic. So I am loving this. It's light, it's airy, it's different than anything else I have in my collection. This one, for the top notes, has strawberry, blackberry, blueberry, and black currant in it. So like kind of a huge mosh of berries. All I get is a strawberry in it. And then as far as florals, it has ylang ylang, jasmine, peony, and rose. And then the base is sandalwood, almond tree, Brazilian rosewood, and cedar. I don't really get any of those base notes. I know some people do. I don't really even notice the florals. To me, like, there's no vanilla in here, but it smells like a creamy strawberry dessert to me. So I really like this one. It gives me that strawberry and cream vibe that I wish that this one would have given me forever. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And it never gets too heavy. It stays quite airy and light. The longevity on it is poor, but actually that's okay with me, because if I wear this during the day, by the time I get home, I want to put something different on anyway. So this one's great if you're going out for a while and just want to enjoy a really uplifting, soft, sweet, kind of creamy strawberry. Now the next one that I can't stop sniffing is So Scandal. So this one, the longevity is actually rather poor as well. But I love it. I just love it. And this one is Raspberry, Tuberose, and Milk. It's just a super cheery, vibrant raspberry. I get that tuberose as well. Yeah, it's really sweet. You get a little bit, I wouldn't consider it milky by any means, or even necessarily lactonic, but where this is strawberries and cream, this one would be a little bit of raspberries and cream is what I get from it. This one's way brighter than the other. And yeah, that raspberry is a nice tart raspberry. It's rather synthetic raspberry, so almost more like a raspberry candy, but I just love this one. I think it's really pretty. It's not too sugary. It's a little bit fresh, I would say. And I just find it invigorating. I like just dousing myself in this one as well. Again, longevity, not great on me. I'm eating this one up, but yes, I really love it. Okay, the next one I can't stop sniffing is L'Entrée by Givenchy. I love this one. So this one is pear and tuberose, and so where this one is kind of fresh and bright, this one is warm and juicy. So I love that pear. I love the tuberose in it. It's kind of like this, almost like a syrupy, like it's a smooth tuberose. It's not sugary. I wouldn't say it's creamy, but it reminds me of like a pear syrup. Like this, I just imagine you've made like some sort of, like just a slightly boozy pear reduction that's kind of turned into this thick syrup, and then you drizzle it all over your body and you have this one. I think that this is super sexy, but it's not so sexy that you couldn't wear it during the day. This one has amazing longevity. It has amazing sillage. Oh, I seriously can't get enough of this one. This one's a little bit thick. It's super rich. I can see it being cloying during the summer, but we haven't even really hit spring. Like, we don't even have leaves on our trees yet. We're starting to get buds. There's a little bit of green, but this one is seriously so gorgeous, and I so appreciate the longevity. So if I want to wear something that projects, that smells a little bit grown up, a little bit sophisticated, a little bit sexy, I'm gonna reach for this one. And yeah, oof, I love it. Now the next one oh, and one other thing, people compare these two and think that this one kind of smells like this one. I would say this one has a bit of a reminiscent vibe to this one. It's the tuberose that's giving it kind of a similar vibe, this one in the dry down in particular, but this one doesn't smell like this one, if that makes sense. So this is a way more kind of grown up version of this. This is super playful and flirty. There is a similar vibe, and I would say it's just that the tuberoses are a little bit similar. So I had someone asking me about that. If you love pear, go for something like this one. If you like raspberry and want a hit of juiciness and like something a little more fresh, go with this one. The EDT version of L'Entrée is beautiful as well. So check out L'Entrée EDT. Is also very beautiful. It has poppy in the, it's just brighter, a little bit juicier. So if you are finding this one too heavy, try that one out. Okay, the next one, I've talked about it a ton, but seriously, I love it. Again, it's a heavy hitter, and I just can't seem to get enough of it. And that is Jasmine Wisp by Rasasi. Now this one has a huge mosh of notes, but primarily you're getting passion fruit, a bit of peach in there. You know, they say that there's coconut in here. I get a tiny bit of like a little bit of creaminess from coconut, but not much. There isn't actually jasmine like listed. It just says floral notes. But this one, it stays linear. It's really strong, a heavy projector. And where, you know, something like this is super classy, this one's just a bit obnoxious. So there's a bit of a screechiness to it, definitely. And honestly, it'd be kind of like whenever I put this on, I think of some like woman that, or like a family, like you know in the movies where there's a family and they all of a sudden get loaded, like they make their millions really fast, but they're a little bit ratchet. I think that would be the word. I've never actually used that word in a sentence. You know, they're a little loud, a little obnoxious. You know, they've got designer everything, they're dripping in it, they're wanting to like show that they're like rich. But it's kind of obnoxious. That's what I feel this one is kind of like. So I love it. It's just really loud, fruity, but it's just not your typical fruity. It's not as sweet as a lot of fruities. But I just think it's fun. It's uplifting. I enjoy it. And yeah, it's loud and vivacious, which, you know, I've been known to be considered that a little bit. So maybe this suits my personality a lot. Now the next one is completely different than the Rasasi, and that would be Elie Saab Le Parfum Royal, or Royal. And this one is mandarin orange and rose is primarily what you're getting out of this one. This one, I am in love with it. I find it intoxicating. It smells a bit Middle Eastern to me. There's nothing on it that would indicate, as far as I know, that there's like any sort of a oudi. And it doesn't smell like oud, but it smells a little bit spicy. I'm not quite sure how. This one is very strong. So it's a strong fragrance. You get that burst of orange plus the rose, and you kind of experience that the whole entire time. This one, the longevity is great on it too. It's sexy and seductive. It's just a powerful fragrance to me. And to me, it, like leaving the bottle, just kind of reminds me of royalty. And I've said before that this one reminds me of a queen, like someone that's regal and you know, put together and has poise, but is very strong. That's this woman here. Yeah, she owns a tiger. She owns a tiger and she's not afraid of sicking it on you. Yeah, this one, it smells rich. There's a bit of spiciness to it. It's provocative somehow. And you know, there's some fragrances that are like this one, which are warm and kind of seductive, or like, you know, your Aliens or Noir Parfum, where it's definitely more of a seductive vibe or sensual vibe. This one, it's almost like what I think of actually is someone that is a queen. She's very powerful. She doesn't need to prove herself at all, but when she looks into your eyes, you become intoxicated and just kind of are lured in. Yeah, maybe this would be for a space queen, I don't know. But this is just, it's absolutely beautiful. If you like rose and you like orange, you need to check this one out. The orange in it, it's like, it's not a super citrusy orange. It smells more like a juicy, warm, sweet orange. So yeah, I just think this one's beautiful. It is powerful, long lasting, but I just think it's gorgeous and definitely worth checking out. It's got a sweetness to it, but it's not cloying. And the last one that I literally cannot stop sniffing is Prada La Femme. I've talked about this one enough. It's my Miranda Priestly fragrance. Lately, when I smell this, instead of thinking about Miranda Priestly though, I imagine a woman and she's wearing a very expensive white bathing suit, and she's got a big, huge white hat, and she's got gold jewelry on, and she's got huge sunglasses on. But she's got this big white hat, and then she has kind of a white gauzy cover up on her bathing suit. I would say, like, it comes to mind, whatever, it's not a bikini, because she's a little bit more, like she, you know, I don't know, she's got some sophistication. Not that a bikini's not sophisticated, but this woman's wearing like a full white, like a one piece, but it's a little bit provocative, a little bit of a plunging neckline, a little bit of detailing. It's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She's wearing her hat, and she's sipping a drink, but she doesn't sip out of a coconut. This woman doesn't sip out of a coconut. This woman doesn't have umbrellas in her drink. This woman drinks only the finest champagne or something of that nature. That's what this perfume reminds me of. There's frangipani, ylang ylang, tuberose in this one. And although I get primarily the tuberose, there's also spices in this and a little bit of woodiness in the base that keeps it grounded. And then it's also got like the ylang ylang in the frangipani. So it gives it kind of a little bit of a warm tropical feel to it. Like, and I'm not talking tropical as in coconut beach scent. I'm talking rich, you know, the yachting woman. The one that stays in a fancy hotel that has butlers that come and, you know, provide you with whatever you need. So this one is so stunning. I'm going to be wearing this all summer, but I enjoy wearing it. When I put this one on during the day, like I just constantly am going, and just for fairness, there are some people that just find that this is not exciting at all. It's just so boring and plain. So, you know, obviously everybody's different, but this is seriously one of my all-time favorites. So that's it. You got 5 plus 1. I love these fragrances. I'm finding that I want to wear them non-stop. In fact, I could just have these 5 going continually and be more than happy. But this one is kind of a new runner-up where I just really enjoy that little hit of strawberries and kind of a light creaminess, very airy, and so I think that this one's really pretty too. So what are your current favorite fragrances? What are the ones that you can't stop wearing? I would love to know in the comments, and I guess that's it. I would say it's it. I hope you're having an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.